Welcome to Lesson 8. العادات اليومية. Daily routines. Lessons objectives. Introduction to sentence structures in Arabic. Overview of sentence types in Arabic. Then providing examples for these types. And overview of some common words in daily routine. أهداف الدرس. مقدمة لتركيب الجمل في اللغة العربية. لي is like to, it's like إلى. تركيب is the structure or how to put together. الجمل means sentences. استعراض لأنواع الجمل في اللغة العربية. Again, لي here is the same as this لي and the same as إلى. أنواع is kind. الجمل is sentences. أمثلة عن أنواع الجمل. أمثلة mean examples. And a single form for that is مثال. مثال. أمثلة is the plural form of an example. عن mean about. أنواع we explained that's types. الجمل sentences. استعراض لبعض المفردات الشائعة في اللغة العربية. لبعض لي is to or like إلى. بعض some. المفردات is words or vocabulary. الشائعة common. في العادات اليومية. العادات اليومية is daily routines. This is section 2 of lesson 8. قواعد grammar. Structure of sentences in Arabic. تركيب الجمل في اللغة العربية. تركيب means putting together or structuring together. الجمل sentences في اللغة العربية in Arabic language. One simple classification of sentences or structures of sentences in Arabic is sentences with verb, that's verbal sentences, and sentences without a verb, and those are non-verbal sentences. You may find other classifications in other references, but this is a simple classification that we will maintain in this course. Non-verbal sentences are established because there is no need for is, are, be, etc. in Arabic, and which is a major difference with the English language. Most common verbal sentences in Arabic are structured in either verb, subject, object. So you have the verb, then the subject, then the object, and subject, verb, object order. It's important to remember that full subject-verb agreement, usually that is an important thing in the Arabic language, the subject-verb agreement, in the person, in the number, and gender. It only exists with the subject-verb-object order. Otherwise, partial agreement occurs. The verb subject, there's some facts, fun facts, I guess, about the verb subject, about structures of sentences. In languages around the world, the verb subject object order is the third most common, after the subject verb object, as it's European languages, and English is one of those. and the subject, object, verb order, as in Latin and Japanese. Example of languages with verb, subject, object include the Arabic, as we just mentioned, Celtic languages such as Irish and Scottish. Both the Spanish and Greek language resemble Arabic in allowing for both verb subject object and subject verb object structures. In Spanish, though, the verb subject object sentence form, the object requires a definite or indefinite article in the sentence. As I mentioned, these are just some fun facts about languages around the world. Here's some example of verbal sentences. الجمل الفعلية. الجمل الفعلية. Here's the verb, subject, object. Noura goes to junior high school. In English, you start with the subject, then the verb. But in Arabic, you start with the verb. تذهب نورا إلى المدرسة الإعدادية. المدرسة الإعدادية, we learned this in the previous lesson. It's the junior high school. إلى is to. تذهب goes. نورا is the subject here, and that's just the name. So تذهب نورا إلى المدرسة الإعدادية. Here's another sentence, another example. The children play in the park near their house. The children play in the park near their house. يلعب, here's the verb first. الأولاد, the children. في الحديقة, in the park. قرب, near. منزلهم, their house. There's an attached pronoun to indicate their. You can see here that يلعب stays in the single form. This يلعب for هو, يلعب, and الأولاد is a plural. So there's no agreement necessary between the verb and the subject in this case. Here's an example of the subject verb object. Amina, Noura, and Yusuf enjoy watching movies. Say Amina ونورة ويوسف يستمتعون بمشاهدة الأفلام السينمائية. There are three names, Amina, ونورة, ويوسف, so this is plural. يستمتعون, so we have the verb in a plural form to match the subject, which is in plural. بمشاهدة, in watching. الأفلام is a plural for movies. السينمائية, basically it's the word for movies. الأفلام السينمائية is a compound word. So here again you see the complete agreement in the subject and the verb in this form of the sentence structure. Here's examples of non-verbal sentences. الجمل الاسمية. الجمل الاسمية, non-verbal sentence. This park is very beautiful. هذه الحديقة العامة جميلة جدا. This public, العامة is public. الحديقة is park. جميلة beautiful. جدا very. هذه الحديقة العامة جميلة جدا. So you can see here that there's no verb in this sentence. It's all of these are basically nouns or adjectives, so it's a form of nouns. In English, the verb is in the is form here, and because that does not exist in Arabic, you can allow for a non-verbal sentence in this case. Here's another example. Although the book is difficult to read, it is very interesting. مع أن الكتاب صعب للقراءة، إنه شيق جدا. مع أن, although that, الكتاب, the book, صعب, hard, للقراءة, to read, إنه, indeed it is, إنه, it refers to the book, here's the attached pronoun. The book, شيق, it's interesting or very nice to read. جدا is plenty. And that concludes our grammar section for lesson 8.